Prime Minister Theresa May will be forced to take a no-deal Brexit off the table by MPs next week. A former advisor has claimed. Nick Bois, who served as special advisor to Dominic Raab during his time as Brexit Secretary, claimed to take a Brexit no-deal off the table was putting up the white flag and surrendering to the EU. Speaking on talkRADIO, Mr. Bois warned as MPs prepare to vote on the Prime Minister's deal, and potentially no deal or a Brexit extension next week. He said, "The bottom line is that nothing will get through Parliament unless we have this arbitration clause, unilateral exit mechanism that would allow us to end the backstop, the so-called Northern Irish backstop, when we wish, not as it stands at the moment, only when the EU wishes. Nothing is going to get through Parliament unless the Attorney General can stand up and say, I now have a legally binding opinion, so in fact, we can leave the backstop when we wish to. If he can't do that, I don't think he has a cat in hell's chance of getting it through Parliament. So they have to remain utterly focused on that," he added. "Then I think we are in a situation where, unfortunately, whatever advice I gave the government would be rendered pretty ineffective because Parliament is going to take over control." Brexit news: MPs could force May to put up the white flag to EU next week. Image Getty. By ruling out no deal, you are effectively putting up the white flag of surrender. Nick Bois. It is effectively given the right, if her deal fails to get through Parliament, to seek to extend Article 50, i.e. delay when we leave the EU, and rule out no deal. By ruling out no deal, you are effectively putting up the white flag of surrender, because that is not a good negotiation position to have when you go in trying to negotiate an arrangement but they know you are not going to walk away. The EU claimed Brexit discussions this week were proving difficult after Michel Barnier held a meeting with Attorney General Geoffrey Cox and Brexit Secretary Stephen Barclay to try to break the Brexit deadlock. Mr. Cox headed to Brussels to try to gain concessions on the controversial backstop element of the withdrawal agreement, which threatens to keep the UK in the EU's customs union indefinitely. Arriving back in London on Wednesday, Mr. Cox told the BBC, "This is a moment where we are in the midst of the very heart of discussions. We have made very reasonable, very coherent, very detailed proposals. We are resuming talks soon and we shall have to see where they go. But we are having a good dialogue and a good exchange of views." Asked if he was confident of getting a solution, Mr. Cox said, "We will have to see. We are certainly constructively engaging at the moment." Mr. Barnier told the weekly meeting of the College of Commissioners in Brussels that the negotiations were proving difficult. The Prime Minister has said she will put her withdrawal agreement, including whatever additional assurances she has secured from Brussels, to a meaningful vote by March 12. If that fails, MPs will be offered two separate votes, one on a no-deal Brexit, and the other on requesting an extension to the two-year Article 50 negotiation process to delay EU withdrawal beyond March 29.